Today marks 2 weeks since Title 42 expired. So far in Denver, the city has served more than 10,500 people. Right now, 145 are currently in city-run shelters. Another 1,000 people are non-city-run facilities. The city says shelters are nearing capacity limits, and Denver is urging neighboring municipalities and the federal government to assist.
In the weeks after a shooter killed 5 people at Club Q, investigators say a woman from New York chose to target Colorado's LGBTQ community with more threats of violence. A grand jury indicted Sharon Robinson, accused of making slur-filled phone calls to 4 LGBTQ businesses in Denver and Glendale. They say she threatened to carry out shootings at each place. The grand jury said Robinson chose the businesses because of their ties to the LGBTQ community, which could lead to a tougher sentence if she's convicted.
Police officers left a woman in a patrol car to be hit by a train, then charged her with a felony. Now she's fighting the charge by claiming that police destroyed evidence of the crime they pulled her over for. The evidence is her memory. Yadeni Rios survived the crash with the train last September with multiple broken bones and head injuries. Police initially pulled her over after a man claimed she pointed a gun at him during a road rage incident. Her lawyers say her head injuries are so bad she has no memory of the alleged road rage. So now they are making a unique argument in court.
She doesn't remember it because the police destroyed that memory. They stuck her in a patrol car and she was hit by a train. So that's our argument. They had a responsibility to investigate this case professionally.
Rios is suing Platteville and Fort Lupton police over the train crash, and 2 officers are facing criminal charges for leaving her in the patrol car.
Democratic Governor Jared Polis signed a new law that would put property tax changes to a statewide vote. Polis and other Democrats want Coloradans to approve property tax relief by using your own money coming out of your table refund. Proposition HH proposes to cut taxes for homeowners, seniors, and businesses using money from what Democrats are calling the state surplus. They mean taxpayer bill of rights. We asked the governor what would happen if voters reject the plan.
Governor, should the voters reject this proposal?
No, we're not talking about that today.
Are you open to a special session?
We're not talking about that now.
Okay, so we're going to keep asking the governor if he's open to a special legislative session to come up with another solution for soaring property taxes other than dipping into tax refunds.
Broomfield is giving up on the First Bank Center. City leaders just decided to close the arena for good this November. The city says in 16 years, the event centers never turned a profit. They still owe more than $34 million from the construction. The plan is most likely to tear down the arena and sell the land along with a city-owned lot next door. Doesn't seem like they'll be too busy in the meantime. The only events on the calendar, a Guatemalan musician and a cheerleading group, which is canceled.
Frequent Boston Market customers had to quit cold turkey last week. All of the restaurant locations in Colorado were seized for unpaid taxes. The state changed the locks and seized the assets at the 3 remaining restaurants in Aurora, Westminster, and Colorado Springs, plus the regional office in Golden for unpaid back taxes and withheld wages. Since the warrants were posted last week, Boston Market resolved its tax issue. They've reopened their headquarters and the restaurants.
Today marks 3 years since George Floyd was killed by police in Minnesota. His death sparked protest and calls for change across the country, including right here in Colorado. 12 people later sued Denver police for excessive force. Protesters say police violated their rights when they used projectiles like pepper balls and tear gas. A jury awarded them $14 million after a 3-week trial last year. The city's currently appealing the ruling. And we learned this month the city of Aurora is suing Denver after being named in lawsuits over the protests. Aurora police say it loaned officers with the understanding that the city wouldn't be liable, something the lawsuit says was a regular practice. Aurora now says Denver isn't acknowledging that agreement.
The next steps in an investigation into President Joe Biden are coming soon. Yesterday, House Oversight Chairman James Comer sent a letter to the FBI director asking for documents relating to Biden's time as vice president. A whistleblower claims those documents prove that Biden was involved in a criminal scheme with a foreign national. Comer says they show Biden exchanged money for policy decisions. The White House calls the accusations a politically motivated attack. Comer set to meet with the FBI sometime soon.
There is a new federal law that is supposed to help people with food allergies stay safe. But instead, food manufacturers started adding the ingredient sesame rather than eliminating it. 90 reporter Jennifer Meckles explains what happened and the consequences.
The food allergies started early, and the list just kept growing.
Dairy, eggs, peanuts, 3 types of tree nuts, sesame, and flax.
So 13-year-old Keely Graff always has an EpiPen nearby.
It goes with me everywhere.
She's used to managing all of this, but spotting sesame, that just got trickier this year.
Now, because they're putting it in flour, it's definitely harder to see unless I physically taste it.
A new federal law now treats sesame like other major allergens. Think peanuts, shellfish, and wheat, which require a label on food products. But rather than meet the much stricter requirements to eliminate sesame or cross-contamination, many companies or food manufacturers decided to add it, often in flour form. Food experts told the Associated Press it's a simpler and cheaper way to still follow the law.
And you would never expect it in a cinnamon raisin bagel or an apple cinnamon. Why would you put that in your bagel? We don't need sesame seeds or sesame flour in those products. It's not adding anything important. It's just there in some small amount to be able to check the box and say it is there.
Dr. B.J. Lancer is a pediatric food allergist at National Jewish Health and Keely's doctor.
Absolutely made life more challenging for our patients with sesame allergy, and it was challenging enough to begin with. So really an unfortunate effect and one that is not consumer friendly or food allergy friendly.
I think it was kind of like one step forward, two steps back. Because
1.6 million people in the U.S. are allergic to sesame. The law, designed to protect them, has instead led to something else.
So it wasn't the expected outcome by any means. We thought things were going to get better in 2023, and we were wrong.
Jennifer Meckles reporting. Dr. Lancer is working with patients to make lists of safe food brands and restaurants, places that are keeping the spirit of the law and keeping sesame off their ingredient list.
And one thing you want to know about the weather, we're going to start the day with sunny skies. Not hazy skies, but sunny skies. Showers and thunderstorms come back this afternoon with temperatures in the 60s and 70s. And then tomorrow, pretty much more of the same. A sunny start, afternoon showers and storms, and highs in the 60s and 70s.